So today we are going to be talking about one of you guys' favorites, love triangles in history. But I'm not going to be bringing up Kagome, Inuyasha, and Kikyo. I'm actually going to be talking about Inuyasha, Koga, and Kagome, and why, honestly, the both of them just were not good for her at all. So you're interested in that? Hang tight, because that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. So if you have been in the anime space for a while, whether that be newer or before in the early 2000s, late 90s, whatever the case may be, you are no stranger to the love triangle of Inuyasha, Kagome, and Koga, or as I call it, a triangle of misunderstanding, but we're going to save that term for another video. However, I am one of those people that just strongly believes that Koga was also not a good choice for Kagome. And maybe after I give you my reasons, you'll probably agree with me. But if you don't agree with me, save it for the comments. I like to talk to y'all. So for those of you that are watching me and you're unfamiliar with the anime Inuyasha, it is an anime about a girl named Kagome Higurashi who goes 500 years into the past, and she basically has to collect the shards of the sacred Shikon jewel that she broke. And along the way, there's many of things that happens, including meeting the leader of the Wolf Den Pack, Koga. So we meet Koga in season 2 of Inuyasha, and immediately once we meet him, he has a mirroring personality of Inuyasha's. He is very quick to jump into things. I would say that the only difference between he and Inuyasha combat wise is that he might be a little bit more aware of the situation and kind of figure things out immediately, whereas it might take Inuyasha a little while. But as far as the two of them and their dynamic when it comes to Kagome, I would definitely say that Koga is a little bit nicer, but let's also not forget that he also wants her for the same reason that Inuyasha does, to find the shards of the jewel. Yes, if you already said that, then you're right on track, right with me. You see what I'm already talking about. So when Koga first expresses his love to Kagome, it is simply because of the fact that she is someone that can see the shards of the Shikon jewel. Now, of course, Koga has 2 shards in his leg, and then he also had 1 in his arm. And then later on, not too long after, he ends up being tricked by Naraku and he gets a fake shard in his arm. Sidebar, Naraku just had too much going on, okay? Because there's no way you can convince me to have a fake jewel. Like, what? A fake Shikon jewel? It's never that deep, bro. Never that deep, but I digress. So, Koga wants the jewel for the same reason that Inuyasha does, just to be powerful. Inuyasha, of course, wants to become a full-fledged demon, and Koga just wants to be more powerful than he already is, especially given his position of being the head of his Wolf Den pack. So the reason that I brought this up, not only because I'm in the middle of rewatching the anime, of course, but because I often throughout the years, I've seen so many people say, oh, Koga was the better option. Koga was the better choice. Koga was better. And I very much disagree. I don't think that he was better just because he was nicer to her sometimes, because the two of them, they had very, very strict things that they wanted. They were like, look, we gotta get these Shikon jewels. They had not necessarily a strict timeline, but it was more so like, I need to get the full jewel before Naraku does. But not a spoiler if you've seen the show, but at least by like mid season 2, Naraku has like, I don't know, 60% of the jewel completed, if not more. So I think that they did not do that part. However, he wanted the same thing that Inuyasha wanted. And I think that his love just stemmed from the fact that she was just seen as a useful woman. Now, you guys can argue if Inuyasha was ever in love with Kagome. I personally never thought that he was in love with the girl, but hey, again, we're saving that topic for another video. But I never wanted to feed into the conversation of if Koga was better, because in retrospect, he wasn't better. Towards the end of season 2, middle of season 2, he actually just starts to be nicer to her just to piss Inuyasha off. He constantly confesses his love to him just to piss him off. And that's not love. That's not love at all. It's just a way to like get under his skin. And as far as like him being better, he gets in just as much trouble. He gets into just as much danger. And I just think that if it weren't for the Shikon jewel being shattered and scattered all over the place, I just don't think that Koga would even bat an eye at that girl, because I mean, she's boring, like compared to especially his wife that he gets later. Personally, I think that she was perfect for him. I know that he wasn't the nicest person to her. However, again, she was a lot more fitting and a lot better for Koga than Kagome ever could have been. I also don't think that Kagome saw that he was just kind of like, you know, nitpicking at Inuyasha, especially because like the others in the group were like, oh, you know, Koga really likes her. I don't think that she ever picked up on the fact that he was just kind of like doing that to get under Inuyasha's skin, which I don't know. To me, it was very obvious, but there's a lot of things that she just doesn't pick up on. Now, eventually, do I think that he would have just been better off as like, you know, maybe like an ally for her? Absolutely. Because I feel like when it was needed the most, I feel like he just kind of came in and did his little 1-2 with like helping out, saving her, kind of leaving. And really, that's just it. I don't think that there was ever anything that he did that like really kind of gave like, oh, I'm into you, besides like his weird love bombing and stuff that he would do, or like profess his love and whatnot to her. But again, she wouldn't have known. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of Kagome, but sometimes, very rarely, sometimes I give homegirl grace, okay? That is it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Please make sure that you comment, because I love talking to you guys. And if you enjoy me talking about Inuyasha, sit back and relax, because I will be unloading so many Inuyasha videos for you guys here in the future, especially with me rewatching it. So of course, I'm gonna have all types of ideas that come up, and then I already have so many topics and ideas for you guys. But I will catch you guys later, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.